Hello, my name is Aiden Burke, and I'm going to share my experience playing on a hearing football team. So, it started when I was in 8th grade, and I was playing soccer, running around a lot, and nobody touched me really in soccer, and I was pretty fine with that. But one day in PE class, we're just going about the day, and then a coach came in and he was trying to recruit people for the freshman football team. And he wanted anyone who's interested in playing. And so I was interested and I decided to approach him. I asked him a lot of different questions, like how can deaf people hear the plays? How can we hear the whistle? How am I going to be able to do X, Y, and Z? All these different things. Um, and the coaches' responses were mostly positive, but the principal actually had a really negative attitude about it, like, oh, people can't do this, and deaf people can't do that. But I've been wanting to play football for the longest time, more than anything, so, they let me go ahead and play. Um, but later, I actually had to go to summer camp. Like, I had to go train and go to conditioning. Um, and so I went to the camp and I trained really, really hard. I worked out a lot and I learned how to run properly. I learned that there was like an actual proper way to run. There's a specific arm movement. I learned how to lift weights, and I really learned everything related to football. And I learned how to meet upperclassmen, like sophomores. I learned how to meet them, uh, and it was always really like intimidating because sophomores were big. They had giant muscles, huge pecs. Walk around like they own the place, and it was just really intimidating because I was small. I was a freshman, and I would just see them and be awestruck. And also, I was just a really skinny kid, so I always just felt so small in comparison. So at the summer camp, I got to meet a lot of different people, and I found one person who knew a little bit of sign language because their mom was an interpreter. Um, so the two of us got to talk a little bit, but some problems that I kind of discovered with my deafness and playing, like there was one time I was playing and I was a lineman, uh, and there was a situation where the uh, there was a situation where the ref had blown the whistle and I did not hear him, so I continued to play and tackled the other player, the quarterback. And what had happened was, um, I got hit pretty bad by the other player, and my helmet ended up getting shoved up and hitting my jaw and hitting my cochlear implant, and it made a terrible sound. Really hurt my ears. My coach just decided to move me to defense from that point on. Uh, and so, I've continued to play the whole year. And that year we won 5 games, lost 3. We lost to our rival team, unfortunately, so that was kind of a bummer. Um, so, seeing that year was finished, summer camp, the conditioning camp, I went back. Um, and now I'm a sophomore, right? So I'm an upperclassman, and it meant that I was now like the big guy, had all these big muscles, and um, I, continued to learn all these new things and the same things, continue to practice running and working out, and it was just always really interesting seeing the freshmen, the place where I used to be, really small and skinny, and now I'm the bigger one, which is kind of weird. Um, I did become friends with some of the freshmen, but they had to. we were kind of broken off into different groups because they had their freshman team training, and I was a sophomore, so I didn't have to do what they were doing. So the sophomores and juniors team would play together, and wow, I really learned a lot. And the juniors were huge; they were even bigger than the sophomores. It's really tough. And so I learned how to play the game better, and I learned how to hit harder with the juniors who were bigger guys. So they really helped me. And one thing that I remember, like one time I was playing a game, and uh, I believe, a lineman, and I was running after the quarterback. And so I was, chasing after the quarterback, and then the ref blew the whistle really loud, and I didn't hear it, so I continued to run and catch the quarterback, and I knocked the quarterback over, um, and that was the closest that I've ever gotten to getting a penalty in a game. I was really close to getting a penalty, actually, but I didn't hear it, and so I didn't hear the whistle, so it was just a really close call. Um, but I didn't end up getting a penalty, so that was probably the best memory, or the one of the most prominent memories that I have playing football over the summer.